The people with the biggest titles don't always have the most influence, and the people that have the most influence don't always have the biggest titles. I'm going to share with you today the difference between chain of command and chain of influence. Both are equally important. Let's talk about chain of command. It's your standard hierarchy within your organization. There's usually someone at top. You have executive leadership. It flows down, it flows down, it flows down. We're all very familiar with this. However, interestingly, a lot of people, they don't think about chain of influence, equally important. Whereas chain of command is position-based leadership, chain of influence is relationship-based influence. Here's what I mean. Think about the people in your organization that perhaps they've been there for 20, 25, 30 years. They have institutional knowledge. They know how to get things done. Think about the people on the front line, the administrative assistant, the executive assistant, the buyer who has been at the organization for 20 years and knows the ins and outs, the person in payroll who has been there and you call upon them when you need something fixed. They might not have the title, but they have the influence. This is where it looks a little bit different. Their influence branches out. It's relationship-based leadership. Whereas you have a hierarchy, position-based leadership, that's your chain of command. And there's nothing wrong with either one of these. These are both very important. What the important distinction is, chain of command, people are listening to you based upon your title, based upon your position, based upon the hierarchy, and that's fine. Chain of influence, people are listening to them based upon trust, respect. They have the experience within the organization. They know how to get things done. Let me share a recent example with you regarding chain of influence. I had a vendor reach out to me, a supplier, wanted to meet during my supplier hours that I have. And right before the meeting, my administrative assistant shared with me this individual had been rude, had been short, dismissive, disrespectful. She hesitated sharing this with me, and I commented back, well, this is going to be interesting. As the day approaches, the day of the meeting, we're meeting in the conference room, the nicest person ever, as sweet as pie, a completely different person. This person didn't understand the difference between chain of influence versus chain of command. My administrative assistant has access to my calendar, my time. She can determine who I meet with and who I don't. Young person, new to sales, rookie mistake, big mistake. This individual obviously didn't understand the difference between chain of command and chain of influence. Let me ask you this. What are you going to work on this week to bolster up your understanding of the chain of command and your understanding and use of the people within the chain of influence?